Now, this topic on business compliance, I believe we could spend hours on it. And although we do have limited time today, I thought we would raise this about specifically so that directors understand some of their responsibilities. This morning, I did a quick search on what are the directors' responsibilities, and I found that directors are personally responsible for complying with the obligations under Australian law. Now, that could be taxation law, it could be company law, and it's much more than just BAS or super fund or tax reporting. Did you know that if you don't lodge your income activity statement or your BAS return on time as a director, you are then liable for the amounts owing to the ATO? And it's a really fine point. It could be just one day late. If the company doesn't pay it, you could be liable for it. Yes, we all know that if we don't pay our superannuation, we're going to become liable for it as a director. And it is really important that if you become a director of a company, you do some research. There are courses which directors can actually attend, but you do need to take into account a whole range of considerations, such as, are you acting independently? Are you disclosing any conflicts of interest? Are you in a position to review the financial records of the company? I had an experience where we had a non-executive director of a company, and he never asked for financial information. And when the company went into liquidation, the liquidator first asked him, said, "Did you receive any financial information?" And he said, "No." And he said, "Well, why didn't you ask for it?" You always have to act in the best interest of the company, and you need to be fully informed. It's not an excuse to say, "I didn't receive the information." You actively have to be proactive in actually asking for the information. As you know, and we know, accounting standards get refined, changed on a regular basis. Cryptocurrency is a classic example, which is new and needs to be adopted in the accounting standards. And so, as a director, you need to inquire about these different standards. You need to ensure your business does comply with the accounting standards. And who do you ask? You need to ask your accountant. If he's not giving you a satisfactory result, you need to ask somebody else about it. You need to make sure that the information which you're receiving is accurate. How do you do that? You're not an accountant. As you're growing your business, you're going to realize what is your gross margin. So every month you can see, well, my gross margin this month is 52%. Last month it was 45. You have to question, why did it go up? Is this an accounting error, or did I increase my prices last month and my gross margin now has improved? No excuse for not understanding the accounts which are presented to you by your accountant. You're entitled to ask. You are a director of the company, and you should do so. Finally, we'd like to just talk about ASIC. We have a responsibility to ASIC. There's an annual return which needs to be lodged. There are other returns which need to be lodged. And I note that we've got here BAS, super, tax returns. But think about workers' compensation. If you're a charity, there are other returns to be lodged which govern charities. As a director, one of the new things which have been introduced by the ATO is STP. This is the recording of your payroll on a monthly basis to the tax office. Now, although we haven't put it up on our presentation yet today, as a director, you should know of these changes. If you're not aware of it, or you're not getting sufficient information from your accountant, register with the ATO, and they have a great newsletter which comes out on a fortnightly or monthly basis, and which will keep you up to date in a simple, easily understandable manner. And from there, you can always go back to your accountant and say to them, "What is SDP? I've never heard of it." And but it is your responsibility to comply for your business.